Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. As a part of this video, we'll understand the metadata check. By the way, we have discussed about the metadata in various forms, in various circumstances. Let us revise a bit. So what is metadata? Metadata is a data about a data. But remember, it is not the data itself. It is the data about the data. Metadata is the summarized data for the contextual data. What is contextual data? Contextual data, you can think of any background information that provides a understanding of an event, person, or an item, which is a real data which is used for some analysis and all those things. So metadata is the data about the data. Metadata is the summarized data. But if the metadata is not a data, metadata is a data about the data, is it important? Yes, it is. So we have to ensure right metadata is there for both the source and target tables in case of whole of ETL testing. Metadata check means verification of the data warehouse table definition with respect to the mapping document. So as a part of the mapping document, they would have specified my data warehouse table should have these fields, these column names. This should be the data type. As a part of the metadata check, we'll be verifying that. What essentially we'll be doing? We'll be comparing the table column metadata across the environment to ensure that the changes have been migrated appropriately. Means we are trying to move the data from source to staging area, from their data warehouse, right? The data is moving from one place to another place. Whenever the data is moving from one place to another place, whether the column names, the metadata, the structure is intact or as per the requirements, that is what we will be validating with the metadata check. So as we understand, this is a metadata by one simple table where the table has a columns like customer ID, customer name, city, grade, and salesman ID. If you observe, we have a types here. We have a int customer ID, where customer name, where city, and grade is in int, salesman ID is in int. And also it is specifying whether the null values are allowed or not. And what would be the default values here? So this is a metadata of a customer table. Assume this is one of the target table. You need to ensure all this is appropriate as per the mapping document. As we know, mapping document has the details of source and target columns. It also has the data transformation rules and the data types. Mapping document also has the information about all the fields that define the structure of tables in both source and target systems. In metadata check, we have three important checks at a high level. One being data type check. The second one is checking various constraints. The third one is data length check. Let us discuss them one by one. Data type check involves verifying the source and target data types. Source and target data types and ensuring that they are same in some of the cases, and there is a possibility that target type may be different from the source data type. So essentially verifying the data types in source table, verifying data types in target table as per the mapping document. So sometimes the source and target data types may be same, sometimes they are not. So our Bible here is mapping document. As per the mapping document, will validate whether the data types are appropriate or not. One more important thing is the column names. Whatever the column names which were supposed to be there as a part of the target table, is it there or not as specified in the mapping document? If you take this example, we have a table with ID, first name and last name. And we have a target table with ID, first name and last name are combined into full name. So as a part of the transformation, they would have specified first name and last name should be concatenated, and the name of the column here is full name. So you need to validate this whether in the target table, the name of the column here is full name or not. That is one of the example. The next testing is data length check. What exactly is a data length? Data length is very, very simple. It is how many characters are allowed in a field. That is what is data length is. So how do you check it? How do you check whether the data length is fine or not? By using the data length check, we'll verify the length of the database columns are as per the requirement document. Means if you say varchar 20 is the specified data length as per the mapping document, whether that particular field is allowing those 20 characters or not. What exactly is the data length specified as per the mapping document? Whether the developer has specified the correct data length or not. Because sometimes, let us say you have a phone number. In a phone number, you have 10 numbers. If you specify less data length, then it will not hold all the 10 digits. Then there is a problem. That is where data length check is also one of the important aspect of the ETL testing. So the length of the target column data type should be either equal or greater than the source column data type. In most of the cases, the length of the target column should be either same as that of the source or more than the source. Now, important aspect is checking the various constraints. What are constraints? Constraints, as we have understood in our previous videos, are some conditions which helps to maintain the data integrity while inserting, updating, and deleting the data in the database. How do we validate the constraints then? We'll validate the constraints by verifying the index values and constraints as per the design specification document. So some of the examples of constraints are we have primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, and not null constraint. So how do we check that? Assuming that as a part of our mapping document, the not null constraint is specified. So we have to go ahead and check by inserting a null values in that particular column and validate whether it is accepting the null values or not. That is why you'll validate the not null constraint. We also have to validate the unique key and foreign key columns are implemented as per the requirement. So assuming that you have multiple tables, in multiple tables, some of the keys are specified as unique keys, some of the keys are specified as foreign key. You have to properly check which of the column need to be specified as a unique key as per the mapping document. Is it specified properly in the data warehouse or not, in the target or not? And also, we also need to verify the table was named according to the table naming convention as specified as a part of the project. Wonderful. We understood multiple types of metadata check. Hopefully, you followed everything. Thank you.